Good evening. Welcome to your last lecture and your last YouTube video here for GW Strategic Change Management. Just want to start off with a couple of announcements. First, course evaluations. You should have them already. Please do them. Please do the course evaluations. If you say positive things, negative things, please just, we need those so we can improve this class for next time and improve your experience in the safety and security leadership program. So go ahead, fill them out. Just for the future, just a couple of things I've noticed or I'd want to improve the improvements that are coming down the pipeline. First, the static PowerPoint lectures that you see, those are soon going to be a thing of the past. Those will be traded in for more dynamic webinar-like features that will be more interactive. That's always been a sticking point, this class and other classes, and that those will be improved. And then the second improvement that I would recommend, that I don't know if you would agree, is I would like to make the assignments. I mean, assignments are good, they're good business case studies, but very few people in this program are going into a pure private sector management role. So I think some of the leadership changes or strategic change leadership case studies can be a little bit more oriented towards you guys, whether it's the business case studies, some of them maybe keep them, but include things like Hurricane Katrina, Boston bombing, the evolution of the Department of Homeland Security, and that is a great case study for something that foundered because of lack of initiative and leadership and a lack of following some of those principles that were discussed in the course. So that's kind of my take on the evaluations, but please do the course evaluations so we can get a good vector from here on in for this course. Second announcement, Adobe Connect. It is this Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will send out a link for the Adobe Connect. So just like last time, all you have to do is click on it, put your name in, and you'll be pushed into the group. We have two groups that are going to brief on the Goddard space presentation. Please make your briefs no more, 15 minutes, no more than 17, 18 minutes or so. It gives a good chunk for briefing and a good chunk for questions as well. Two groups will do it. We're going to do the same thing where everyone's going to attend, and as the group is briefing, you will be asking questions and interacting with the briefing, and the people who are in the group that are not briefing will be responding back via the chat nets that we had in the Adobe Connect. So again, I think we had a pretty good session last time. I think we're gonna have a good session this time. So two presentations, 15 to 20 minutes each. In addition, I want to talk for about 20-25 minutes on careers, jobs that you guys might see in whether working for the federal government, working in state government, or working in emergency management. I want to talk about how this master's can improve your job situation, or how you can use this master's to market yourself in this job search. I want to cover how to get a federal job, because I work for the federal government. I've hired people into federal positions, and I know what I've been on both sides of the table. I've interviewed people, and I've been the interviewed, and I kind of have some pretty good tips and recommendations on how to interview, how to get your resume into the federal bureaucracy, and how to actually acquire a job. So I want to kind of share those with you. Talk about working as a federal government employee versus a contractor. For those of you who work for the federal government, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And then I want to actually talk about private sector work as well. I have this is not as many in this class, but I've had classes beforehand that I've worked a good portion. I've worked in the private sector, and mainly it's security consulting positions. And there's actually, despite the bad economy, those positions seem to have not gone away, and those positions seem to be kind of rising up. So please bring your questions in on Thursday on jobs and how to acquire jobs and how to advance in your career. Better yet, email me questions beforehand, and I will bring up the answers to you on Thursday. So please, again, email me questions or issues that are related to employment prospects for the federal government, and I will do my best to answer them. And then finally, the Goddard Space Center, I'll talk more about that in detail in a second. But the best way to look at this for Adobe Connect session, if you're not doing a presentation, if you're doing a paper, have a majority of the paper written before Thursday. Do not come in with no idea about Goddard Space Center and then essentially rip off the paper based on what your classmates say. I can tell when that happens. I've already seen it, and I've talked to a couple of people. That's what I saw when the first presentation was about the PepsiCo, and people essentially did their papers exactly how that presentation flowed. That is almost a form of plagiarism. Please do not do that. The best way to do it is to have your papers already, background research, a draft paper already done, and then the presentation kind of enhances that or makes you think critically of the Goddard Space Center case study that you might not have already thought of. So, that's kind of what I want to talk about from Goddard Space Center, and that leads me into the actual Goddard Space Center case study. So again, everyone will be doing presentation or paper on this. This kind of paper closely aligns with the PPF Corporation case study that you guys did a couple of weeks back, where you have a new manager coming into an organization and needs to apply leadership principles to increase efficiencies, convinces his subordinates to perform, to kind of show that on-hand management techniques that you guys have studied in this course. So a couple of high points I do want to see in these papers. The discussion section, or the presentation, or the requirements that are in the Learn system actually do a pretty good job. I just want to hit some of the highlights. So first is, what concerns are important to the incoming person as they're entering the new position? What are the things that he's worried about? What are the things he should be worried about? Those are the big things you need to outline right at the beginning. Second thing is, how is he going to achieve competitive advantages? How is he going to increase costs? How is he going to increase specialization? How is he going to have efficiencies into his structures so that he can compete more successfully? And then the final point, and we've touched on this theme throughout the course, is how is he going to make diverse stakeholders work together? And unlike military leadership, where, again, instead of leading an infantry platoon and telling them this is the objective, and then it's follow me to charge up the hill, leading something as technical as Goddard Space Center, far different animal. So how does he achieve, or how would you achieve if you're in that position, input from everyone from rocket scientists to engineers to mission managers to even the secretaries working in the paperwork section of the Goddard Space Center. So that's kind of the presentation. I just want to follow up an admin point. It says that you will be doing a presentation and you will be distributing it online. Obviously, that doesn't apply anymore. If you're doing a presentation, you're going to be distributing it on the Adobe Connect, and if you're doing a paper, you're just going to upload it in the paper section, and I will grade it from there. So, I wanted to kind of lighten the course load, work a little bit from you guys, so that should be a little bit more, a little less difficult, a little less strenuous. So if there's any questions or issues, please let me know. I've enjoyed working with you guys so far. Let's just, we're on the 5-yard line of this course, so let's just kind of bring it in for the touchdown. Let's not fumble the ball on the 5-yard line. Please get your presentations to me on time. Please get your papers to me on time. And I look forward to working with you guys, whether it's in a professional or even in another one of my classes. I look forward to working with you guys in the future.